Hi and welcome. Thank you for joining me today. My name is One Precious Light. I am the creator of Opal Quantum Healing and founder of the Enzo Academy. I am working to increase the knowledge around multidimensionality and the importance of the energy field, energy body, and the density ranges through space-time and time-space. In this way, we can learn to harmonize our energies with the highest frequencies possible for us at this time. And through this wisdom and knowledge, become more harmonious with ourselves, with the universe, with the cosmos, with source, with others, and work to create a more peaceful, joy-filled, and blissful world, okay? So it was recommended to me to do a video on spiritual fire and the importance of spiritual fire in the process of purification, raising your frequency, ascension, and elevating into higher harmonics. So in my processes, we use spiritual fire for almost everything. We have the elements of spirit, water, fire, earth, and air we can work with, but it is the transmutation that comes through spiritual fire that allows us to clear the lower vibrational energies, entities, as well as clearing a lot of dissonance and distortions. So what my process and my philosophy is about harmonization, because the chaos and the distortions in the world, the negative energy, basically are birthed from disharmonic energy. Our purest harmonic comes from source itself, okay? Then we move into primal sound, the 7 rays. And from the 7 rays, we pull spiritual fire, okay? That's at the 11th density level that we start working with spiritual fire. And so when we're working with these really high frequencies and we're invoking these flames from that level, we are able to transmute any of the distortions and density from the lower fields. And so that is the power, and each flame has its own purpose and own frequency, so to speak, okay? So I have some notes here, so I'm going to just go through these to make sure I get all of the topics fully covered here. So the 7 rays and the flames, spiritual fire, are a really, really complex topic, okay? There's people that have written entire books on these alone. So what I'm going through today is going to be more about my experience with them, how I use them today in real world application so that they can be utilized to help your mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional health and well-being, and help you to elevate your frequencies on the ascension path, okay? They're very, very powerful for this process, and since we're going through this collective ascension, they should be utilized daily and are very beneficial. They also require a deep reverence and respect to use them because we're working at the 11D level, like I spoke about before. Okay, so what we're going through today is very, very basic. It's a way for you to understand cosmic principles and working with the elements as well as your consciousness in a way to shift and change your energy, therefore shifting and changing your entire life, okay? So basically we have source, we have primal sound, which is, it's a pink, like a light pink, violet color, a light blue, green, and a gold, okay? These are primal sound and they represent the primary colors, okay, but they're at a really, really high frequency, 12D, so it's more of a luminescent pink, violet, luminescent blue, and a luminescent or metallic gold emanating directly from source. And then we have from primal sound, the 7 rays were birthed, okay, and at the 11D level, the 7 rays are more luminescent, more iridescent. So they're more of a pink, a peach, a golden, an aqua, a light blue, iridescent at the third eye, and a white gold or ultraviolet white at the crown. Okay. Now when we bring those into the third density, we're looking at red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet or white at the crown. Okay. But when we work with fires, the spiritual fire, we are utilizing the 11D frequencies. So the flames are a little bit different. Okay. Now the first self-aware beings were birthed from the 7 rays, and they were birthed as the archangels. So the archangels can directly oversee the utilization and work that you do with the flames, spiritual fire. Okay, so you can work specifically with the archangels. I have a session in Opal Quantum Healing. It's in the Enzo Academy. It's called Circle of the 7 Flames. And what we do is we take you to this dimension where you can sit in the center of the Circle of the 7 Flames and work with each of these flames independently or in whatever way you need to. A lot of times, Opal Quantum Healers that I've trained, as well as myself, will take you there at a soul level and see where you're deficient in the specific frequencies and can help you to harmonize and work with those flames. Okay. I also introduce these topics in the energy mastery class, and the Metatron's cube activation is also in that energy mastery class, so if that interests you. So the 7 rays represent the individuations of source, and they're mirrored in space-time. So at a cosmic level, we're looking at time, space, 11D. In space-time, we are looking at the densities 1 through 7. And so they're mirrored here at a more saturated form, a lower vibrational frequency. And that's why they're showing up in the chakras as a pure red, pure orange, pure yellow, and so on. Where at the 11D, they're a lighter, more harmonic, iridescent, metallic, luminescent colors. So at the 11D level, they're elevated and harmonized version. So as we work with primal sound, the 11D level are integrating a more harmonized frequency with source, and that's why they're different colors. So you're always going to want to work with spiritual fire at the 11D level. You're not going to work with spiritual fire at the 1 through 7D level, as that is a more densified form, and it is could be utilized as an astral creation thought form instead of a cosmic. And we want to work with the cosmic higher frequency energies whenever we're working with spiritual energies. Okay. So as you work with spiritual fire and you begin invoking these flames, the fire itself may shift and change. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is when you master these flames, you can call upon Archangel Metatron, for instance, to invoke the white fire. And when we work with white fire, what white fire is doing is purifying the entire physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual energies so that they are harmonized with source, and you're purified and attuned to true source instead of the inversions, okay, or the reversal fields. The white fire also opens up the higher gateways and connects you to this pure source channel of divine frequencies. But when you're working with this in an advanced level, when you really start activating and working with the third eye, you will notice the flames begin to shift. So this white fire could turn transparent in nature, turning into a more crystalline white fire. It could show signs of the violet flame in certain areas, which would be a transmutation of lower frequencies there. It could show some pink hues or blue sparkles throughout it. And that is a natural evolution of your ability to work with these flames as the flames themselves evolve with your consciousness. So unless you're an adept, which means that your field is very, very clear, there is no chance that you're connecting to negative energies at all, you will always want to invoke the flame from the planetary core. So the flame comes up through the core into the Earth star and up through the physical body, okay? That is because if you pull the flame in through the higher fields, you can also bring in lower vibrational energies, and then those can get stuck or lodged in the field. The energy always needs to come up from the earth because it is purified. When you pull from the higher fields, you could be pulling in from the astral, so we try to stay away from that. So what does spiritual fire do? It cleanses and it transmutes. So like we spoke about before, we're looking at a transmutation and purification of different frequencies, okay? So the flames themselves are, ultimately, there's an infinite amount of types of flames we can work with, but we have the 7 fundamentals, and in total we have 12, okay? And each frequency will work with different elements. The most fundamental flame we have is the violet flame, and this is a transmutational flame. And this is a very high frequency. It's an extremely powerful flame to work with. And Archangel Zadkiel, as well as Saint Germain, you can work with to invoke this. You can also just call upon the Great Spirit, God, or Source to invoke it, to make sure it's coming from the highest source possible. And if you were to choose one flame to work with, and only one flame forever, I would recommend the violet flame. And it's also great to start here and then begin to evolve into the other flames. When I started meditating, I was working with the violet flame 2 hours a day. I don't recommend that. It's really intense and it will clear a lot of stuff out of your field really quickly. So if you're new to this, I would recommend doing 5 to 10 minutes to start, and then begin adding time. And then once you add time to the violet flame, you feel like you've mastered working with the violet flame, then you can start adding or working with other flame meditations. So the violet flame will transmute anything within the field, any lower vibrational energies, anything that is dense in nature, and it works through all densities within your field. So your field holds 7 different bodies essentially, and they exist in 7 different density ranges. And the violet flame will work through all of those bodies, clearing and transmuting the energy. You can also work with the violet flame if you have an excess of high frequency energy. For instance, say you have a huge download, or there's a lot of activations happening, or a lot of high frequency energy coming to you, or you do a healing session and you're trying to acclimate to a rise in frequency. You can work with a violet flame to help temper and calm the system down if there's too much high frequency energy as well. So it's not going to lower your frequency, but it will harmonize. Okay, so if you're having a hard time integrating higher frequencies, you can work with a violet flame, and it will help you to integrate everything, as well as lower frequency energies. So if you're out and about around a lot of people and you are a transmuter yourself, meaning you pull in dense energy from the environment, you're going to want to work with a violet flame every day. And if you feel sluggish, tired, or weighted down, you want to work with a violet flame, because this will clear those energies from your field. Okay, so the other flame, I'm just going over a couple here. We have the white fire, and this will transmute and dedicate your entire being to light, which I just spoke about before. But basically, when you invoke it from the core, planetary core, it comes through your system, up through the higher gateways, directly to source, and dedicates the 7 bodies we spoke about, as well as your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual energies, to the organic universe and to your organic human template, instead of the inversions or the reversal fields. So what it does, it also stabilizes all of the higher gateways, and the higher stabilizes, opens, and balances the higher gateways. And so it opens you up to universal, galactic, and cosmic energies, information, and frequencies, okay? So that is a really powerful one. Again, you're going to want to work with the violet flame first. Once you feel like you've mastered that, then I would recommend the white fire after that. Blue flame is a flame of power and protection. It's a very harmonizing energy. So you can work with a blue flame after you've been around chaos, a chaotic environment, a lot of people, or a conflict with other people. You can use blue flame you can use any of these in your home environment, in the land around your house. This takes practice and mastery. The larger the area, the stronger your energy field needs to be, and your consciousness and your focus on that as well. So it can also clear your energy of attachments and strengthens and harmonizes your energy. I utilize it a lot if I'm in an environment where there's been a conflict, anxiety, or stress, and it just helps me to connect to the energies of protection and self-empowerment, or divine power more so. Then we have the aqua flame, and the aqua flame is really powerful right now because it supports the shift into the 5D landscape. And why this is because the soul star that at 3D, 4D level is in the 8th chakra up here. The soul star actually drops down into the high heart space and activates the aqua heart. So at the 5D level, you're activating soul embodiment, and because the soul literally anchors into the body. And the core of the 5D core and grid is an aqua core. And it's because it's overseen by the Universal Mothers Collective. So we're looking at divine love in a feminine nature, okay? And that is the big shift, is that we are moving out of the patriarchal and into the matriarchal, a more divine goddess energy now, and that's through this aqua flame, okay? The energies are shifting, so it's less force, aggression, and it's more about love, receptivity, and compassion. That's the core you're grounding into, is this Universal Mothers, or the Mother Arc Gateway, okay? And so the aqua flame will help you to purify anything that doesn't align with the 5D energies in all chakras, in the higher gateways, and in all 7 levels of the field, and helps you to strongly anchor into the 5D core, as well as strengthen the high heart, or the aqua heart, and the soul embodiment. The spiritual fire can be used for infinite amount of things. There's certain specific flames we can work with to raise your frequency really quickly. You can work with spiritual fire to clear all karma. Now, karma itself can be once you've really cleared your field and there's not much left to do, not many distortions, you have a very purified energy field. You can work with the Ascension flames specifically to clear karma, and any karma could be anger, resentment, any lower vibrational energies or feelings, and it can move through your system, releasing these lower vibrational thoughts and feelings so that you are naturally anchored into a state of bliss and joy. Now, for these higher frequency flames, you actually have to get permission from the karmic board, from Archangel Metatron. Not just anyone can invoke them, and that's because they're so powerful that if you still have a lot of healing to do and you invoke them, you could create chaos for yourself. So there are fail-safes at play here that you should be aware of, and understanding that will help you to work with the flames more efficiently. These flames can also be used for specific purposes. For instance, if you have ingested too much information and you feel like the mental field is completely congested because you had multiple downloads, or were watching too much TV or social media, or reading too much information, You can work with the flames specifically. So at a 3D level, if the mental field is congested, you'd want to work with a yellow flame or a lemon yellow light, okay? And that will purify the mental field. At a 5D level, you'd work with a white gold light, and that will purify the mental field. So white gold flame, or a yellow gold flame, or you can work with light as well if you need a softer input. The flame is really powerful and will literally burn up those lower vibrational energies, entities, or things that are not organic to your light body. So understand that the spiritual flames are extremely powerful, and they can bring in major shifts into your life. So you need to use them with respect and honor the strength that they have. So with the spiritual flames, what can happen is, and this happens with quantum healing as well. So in my session work is you could consider it aggressive. It's very rapid clearing and elevation of people's frequencies and their ascension. So I help people move into the higher fields quickly, very efficiently, very focused, and it takes dedication. With those sessions, whenever your frequency rises quickly, the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual energies will purge dense energy, okay? So either they'll be fully transmuted through the session or through the healing or the fire, or they will move through the physical body and there will be a purging of the physical system, okay? And it's just like some plant medicines like ayahuasca, those types of things. They will create the purging. That's because these negative energies need to leave the body. So sometimes when you're working with the advanced spiritual flames, they can make you nauseous, and that is because of the rapid rise in frequency and the need for physical purging to make space for these higher frequencies, okay? So these are real conscious expressions in this reality. They're multi-dimensional in nature. They are based on frequency and the element of fire, which is a transformational tool to use. So knowledge of frequency, vibration, and energies, as well as your consciousness and how your consciousness contributes to the utilization of these flames, is really important. Okay, so I hope that was helpful, and there's a lot to know, a lot to do, but it's also can be perceived very simply, and you can work with it step by step in a very simple way, understanding through colors, vibrations, and the elements, and then start applying those, okay? Hope that was helpful, and we will see you next time.